Now raise your hand if you can remember your school days. And raise your hand again if you can remember an embarrassing moment that happened at school. Now let me take you back to my grade 5 year. You'd be sitting in the back of the class behind a wooden desk on a cold black plastic chair. In front there would be a very short, chubby teacher. She had orange curly hair with a big fat flower on it. Perched on her nose, she had these round glasses. She had an old-fashioned scarf with a white dress and red shoes. And she had this stick in her hand and she'd go around in class and say, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And the child would say what they want to be and the teacher would go, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And as she got closer to me, my heart was beating faster and faster. Finally, she took the stick and said, "Megan, when you grow up, what do you want to be?" And I looked at her and I said, "Well, nobody wants to lie to a strict teacher, right?" So I looked at her and I said, "Ma'am, when I grow up, I want to be a model, but not any model, Miss Universe." And at that moment, the whole class burst out laughing. Before school, after school, and in breaks, children would tease me. They'd call me names and be like, "Out of the way, everybody, here comes Miss Universe." I don't know about you, but to me, it was a total confidence breaker. So that holiday, we went to a holiday resort, and I saw this big, colourful poster that said beauty contest. I was so excited and passionate, but then my heart sank again, because my little voice said to me, "Can't you remember what the teacher said to you? Can't you remember what the kids said to you? You'll never be able to make it as a model." So I decided to enter anyway. And after hours of practice with my mum and my sister, I can remember standing there backstage, and I could see these fairy lights hanging from the ceiling, glitter all over the stage, and my little voice was going crazy. It was saying, "Don't do this, you're going to make a fool of yourself, please don't do it." So I decided to get up, and as I was walking, the cheers got louder and louder. People were calling my name. "Megan, Megan, Megan." Finally, it was time to announce the winners, and we were all standing in a line, and they called the first princess, the second princess, and the winner is Megan Werner. And at that moment, I just wanted to go, "Yes!" But I decided to keep myself cool and I collected my prizes. And that day, I walked down the stage with a bunch of flowers in my hand, a sash around my neck, a crown on my head, and a huge big smile on my face. And that day, I realized, never listen to negative people. So that holiday, because I was more confident about myself, I started going to more beauty contests. And raise your hand if you know who Melinda Bam is. Melinda Bam is the Miss South Africa of 2011. And she taught me this very important thing. So, everybody do this. Now raise your hand if you know what a comfort zone is. A comfort zone is everything you used to do. So turn to the person next to you and say, "This is my comfort zone." So, can you remember the first time you drove your car? You were very afraid not to make mistakes, but now you are used to it, so it has become part of your comfort zone. So turn to the other person next to you and say, "This is where the magic happens." So the moment you get out of your comfort zone, magic is going to happen. When I wrote my book, believe me, it was out of my comfort zone. But magic happened. and is still happening. If I can do it, you can do it. While I was writing my book, and before I was writing my book, the people told me, you can't write a book, you're 14 years old. Who are you to write a book? You don't even have a degree. Why are the people going to listen to a 14-year-old? And you might be thinking the exact same thing. What am I going to learn from a 14-year-old? Well, many times we just need to see things from a different perspective. And I've done a lot of self-development and self-improving. So I'm going to ask you a last question. Are you going to live inside your comfort zone and let your whole life be ruled by your comfort zone? Or are you going to get out of your comfort zone and live a life of magic? The choice is yours. So turn to the person sitting next to you and say, I am going to live a life out of my comfort zone and magic. Thank you very much.